Hello, my loves. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in at this very important time in our history. I'm excited to channel for you today. I call myself Rachel Lynn Sebastian. If this is your first time hearing me channel, please check out this video first. It'll give you a better idea of what's going on. Because this is a time energetically where, as a collective, we're being faced by such duality extremes in what is considered to be good and bad, good and evil, right and wrong. Without getting too much into this myself, with my own intellectual understanding of spiritual reality, let's ask the angels around that, specifically around good and evil and what it is on a spiritual level. So I'm going to say a prayer to the Creator, and then let's call the angels in. Creator of all things, thank you for your light and for your love. Thank you for everything that you are to us, as us, through us, with us. Thank you for this deeper understanding, this deeper knowingness, and for our capacity and capability of understanding it on such an important level. I command to be connected to the angels that are of the highest vibration, that are in alignment with the Creator's vibration, that are in alignment with the truest versions of each of us, who we really are, for the highest and best good of all of us, for the highest and best way, and in the highest and best way. Thank you, Creator. It is done, it is done, it is done.
Why are you wanting to be with us? You are wanting to talk about good and bad, right and wrong, bad and what you call evil. Some of you are so timid about having this conversation, and yet when you are faced with needing to know what you are asking us to know, you are in a place where you are wanting to hear this information. So we are wanting to advise you to listen in a different way than you have ever listened before, in order that you are able to face more powerfully and potently what it is that you are wanting to face. What you consider as evil is not real. We will say that up front. Rachel had an experience last night with what she saw as a negative entity. It was more powerful than her, is what she thought. She felt like she was going to be taken over, and she was having to use all of her experiences and all of her knowledge and her wisdom in order to help her. But she was not needing those things. She was only thinking she was needing those things. Because you see, it was not something outside of her that she was up against. It was her. It was an aspect of her that she was able to see so clearly with her mind's eye that it seemed as if it were outside of her. This is how your reality is working for you. You are able to see energies. You are able to see entities. You are able to see things in your physical reality that are in actuality not real. They are not so real as to be afraid. That is, they are real in that you can touch, you can see, you can experience them with your senses. But they are not real in that they are there for you to be scared around. They are not real in that you are not able to conquer what you think you are needing to conquer. Rachel was wanting to face what she was wanting to face in order that she could feel better on a daily basis. This is what each of you are asking us for. Each of you are asking us for tools in order that you are able to face your fears on a daily basis, in order that you are able to change your repetitive and habitual struggles. in order that you are able to change your beliefs around who, what, and how you really are. Each of you is asking us so intently, so intensely, that we are answering each of you as you are answering yourselves. We are matching your answers when you are asking. The difference is when you are listening to us, you are listening. When you are listening to yourself, you are not yet willing to believe what it is that you have to say, regardless of whether it is your personal truth or not. We are wanting to encourage you to be aware of what it is that you perceive as evil in your experience. Because every aspect of what is perceived as evil, for Rachel, she describes evil as grotesque and dark and terrifying. For some of you, you consider evil as happy, as white, as furry. Some of you have different perceptions of what is evil, because it is that which is associated with something negative in your experience. Rachel had an experience that was repetitive when she was a child. She would have reoccurring night terrors where she would leave her physical body and be dragged into the basement by what she perceived as a group of negative entities. And when she was old enough to understand what was really happening, she understood that it was only a projection of her mind that was so intensely ingrained in her mind that it created a real-time experience for her. She felt her head falling back onto the pillow after she re-entered her body. It was that real for her. Some of you are so afraid of being happy. That is what feels evil to you. Because you had a mother that was happy, that also beat you. You had a sibling that was happy, that stole from you. You have a negative association with happy, and for you it is absolutely and utterly wrong to be happy. So even in your experience of evil, others are experiencing something completely different. Isn't that interesting? You are where you are because you are wanting to be. Some of you are thinking, no, that is not true, because parts of where I am are feeling wrong. The truth is there is no right and there is no wrong, there is no good and there is no bad. There are things that feel what you perceive as wrong and what you perceive as right. Absolutely. There is no doubt there is no doubt for us around that. We are not invalidating your feelings and your experience. But in reality, there is only that which is what you want consciously and what you want unconsciously. That is what you consider right and wrong, good and bad, good and evil. What you are wanting consciously and what you are wanting unconsciously. That which you are knowing you are wanting and that which you are knowing you are not wanting. That which you are knowing you are wanting and that which you are knowing you are not wanting. That which you are not wanting is also conscious. Yes. And what is in your subconscious mind is also what you are wanting and what you are not wanting. There are indeed 4 aspects to what we are wanting to express. That which you are wanting and what you are not wanting on a conscious level. That which you are wanting and not wanting on a subconscious level. So there are indeed 4 ways that you can look at what you are asking. Rachel is feeling confused, but she will listen to this later and understand. Each part of what you are is focused on what you are wanting. what you are wanting, both on a conscious and a subconscious level. And that is what you are experiencing. But some of you are experiencing that which you are wanting on a conscious level and not wanting on a subconscious level, or wanting on a subconscious level and not wanting on a conscious level. That is where the discrepancy is. You are not feeling in alignment with your desires and not feeling like it is the truth, or that it resonates for you, that you are experiencing that which you are wanting, which is what we have always said. But it is only because there is a discrepancy between your two, three, actually more levels of your consciousness. You are with us, and it is not necessary for you to completely integrate at all, ever. We are simply where you are right now, wanting you to feel better as you are wanting yourself to feel better. Nothing has ever been wrong with who you are. You are where you are because you are wanting to be, yes, on some level. How to deal with what feels evil, how to handle in your human mind why some people are raping and murdering and massacring, why some people are wanting something negative for others. That feels evil to you, we know. We are not wanting to invalidate that it feels evil. That is something we are wanting to clarify for you. We understand that it feels evil, that it feels wrong, that it feels bad. We understand. We also understand that so many things feel right and good for you. But we are asking you to step outside of both of those areas of feeling and step into a space where you are not needing to feel one way or the other. Because this is where you are going to be free. You are going to be free of all that you are asking us to be freed from. And each of these things that you are asking us to be freed from are things that were created in your mind. Murder was created in your mind. Rape was considered a crime, yes, but it was created in your mind that it was a crime because it didn't feel the way that you wanted to feel on one level or the other. It wasn't born as a crime, and neither was murder, because you see, you are all things. You are the rapist and the raper and the rapee and the one who is murdering and the one who is being murdered. If you are thinking of it in that way, you are understanding that it is only you that you were perceiving to have been hurt and to be the one hurting. You are in a battle against yourself, is how you feel, when in reality you are at peace. You are suffering the delusion of being at battle with yourself, and you are wanting our help. We hear you asking. You can repeat after us. I release that I am in a battle with myself. I'm where I am because I am wanting to be. And I'm willing to be here with myself now. I am willing to make peace with myself on a conscious level in a way that I can feel at peace with all of the parts of myself that I see projected in my physical reality. All of that which I am seeing as evil and wrong and good and bad and right. I am willing to consider all of these things as my old parts. I am willing to say goodbye to these judgments around all of the parts of myself. You are thinking that nothing can be disappeared in a second or instantaneously because you have not You are thinking or needing to figure it out in your mind. How can I disappear something instantaneously? How can hundreds and thousands of years of slavery be disappeared? How can hundreds and thousands of years of people treating each other in a way that doesn't feel good to me disappear? Your mind, you can hold in two hands, and yet the power within your mind is unimaginable with your current way of thinking. You have created your hands. You have created the physical version of your mind. Your mind is not within your physical brain. Your mind is everything. So in reality, you are not using your mind to create or disappear things. Your mind is that which is being created and disappearing. It doesn't feel so hard now, does it? Rachel is asking us a question. More like a lot of questions. You can help everyone. Each of you can help everyone by helping yourself. You can help everyone by seeing them as neutral, not seeing them as good or bad. Rachel reminds us that we have spoken of good before. We have said that you are all that is right, all that is good. Not necessarily in those terms, but we have said that sort of energy. We are always speaking to you from where you are at. We cannot give you a key to all that you are wanting to know all at once. It would be too overwhelming for you, and you would resist all of the information. So we are always speaking to you towards the place that you are wanting to go, from the place that you are wanting to be. You are everything. You are here and you are there. There was nothing wrong with any part of what you were asking us before or how we were explaining it. You are to a space now where you are able to receive new information. There is no bad and no what you call good. And for each of you, that is what is so hard for you to give up, because you have felt so proud of being good. You have built your identity around being on that particular side of the spectrum. Whereas at the opposite side of the spectrum, in your perception, some of you have been there and others have been. All you are wanting to know is that you are where you are wanting to be. On some level, as we were saying before, you no longer are needing to bother with your state of mind, whether it is good or bad or right or wrong or good or evil. You are no longer needing to worry about everything that you are projecting in your reality, because you are understanding on a core level that it is you that is creating it. And if it is you that is creating it, then it is you that is being affected. And it's if you that is being affected, it is you that is creating it. And so it is a matter of neutrality. You can repeat after us. I am someone who is in a space of neutrality. I know what it feels like to be neutral. I know what it feels like to have all that it is that I'm wanting right where I am. And for all of the parts of me and all of the levels of my mind to be in alignment with that which I am wanting. It is done. I am everything, and nothing is opposing me. I am willing to believe that nothing is in opposition of who I am. I am willing to believe that nothing is in opposition of any part of my creation, my desire, my perspective. You are all wanting to find the ultimate truth. The joke is not on you. We are also wanting to find the ultimate truth, which is why we are together with you creating it now. When you are ready, you will decide that you are not wanting to flow so heavily back and forth on the spectrum of good and evil. You are not wanting to take so much energy and time weighing the positive and the negative, and weighing the good and bad, and perceiving the right and wrong and the good and evil. You are going to, as Rachel's mentor says, become the observer of all that you have created without judgment at all. Are you ready? Only you can answer that. But you are ready. That is what we are knowing each time. You cannot ask unless you are ready. Just as you already have the answer once you are in a position to ask. Nothing about anything you have ever done was wrong, evil, bad, nor was it good or right. And when you are living in this space of neutrality, as you are entering with the rest of your perceived world, you will understand that there was never anything that you wanted to do to hurt yourself, because you were never hurt in the first place. That was a delusion, just as the negative entity that was perceived by Rachel this morning, late last night, were a complete projection of her fears, not reality. This body that Rachel is in, a projection also. She used to have cancer inside of her. That was her desire. On some level, yes. But she was living her experience as she was wanting it to be. It didn't feel good for her because there were other levels of her mind that were not wanting the same thing. That is true. But when she was able to align all of those parts and give up all of the benefits that she had by having cancer, she was able to disappear instantaneously for what she considered cancer. She is so everything that you are. Each of you are able to create anything wanting to create. If only you were to line all of the parts of your mind with your single desire, it would feel good. That's the difference. And in order to do that, you are wanting to get all of those four parts of you, those four, as you perceive, sides of you on board, and stand in the middle at what you would consider the pivot point. Your desire is the pivot point of all creation. And your desire is all that you are. You are love, yes, but your love is your perception. You are joy, yes, but your joy is your perception. The only thing that you are at the core of you is the desire to do those things. Desire is not your enemy. Desire is what you are. You are thinking of desire in a different way. You are thinking of desire as Rachel is not able to find the word we are telling her. But we will explain it in a different way. You are thinking of desire as overindulgence. You are thinking of desire as wanting more than you need. You are thinking of desire as all of those things that you are making wrong, which in reality are not wrong. You are suffering not from your desire, but from your needing your desire to be fulfilled. When in reality your desire was always fulfilled the moment that you desired it. It is a simple, again, misalignment between the desires in those four, what you consider layers. Of your mind. Rachel is trying so hard to take all of this in, but it will not happen right now. We will leave you here, and we will do another broadcast another time to answer more of your questions that you have already answered, because this is fun for us, and this is fun for you. And Rachel is not having fun right now, but she will when she has a little bit of chocolate. You are where you are because you are wanting to be. That is the most important take from this experience today. And you are everything. That is also the most important part of this experience today. And there is nothing wrong about you or about your desires, about anything. That is also the most important thing. You are the most important part of what you are experiencing today. And you are everything. You are everything. Everything. Nothing is for you to be afraid of. Nor is it for you to be worried about. You are all things. We are where you are, wherever you are, where you are, whenever you are, where you are. Yes, we are with you now. You are all mediums, as Rachel says. You are all able to speak with us in this same way, and we are preferring that you speak with us in your own unique way. You are where we are, whenever we are, where we are. The same. You are what we are. You are what we are. We are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you. You have been blessed.